Hi YouTube. Isn't this like the coolest t-shirt? It's Brock Lesnar's gym called Death Clutch. I thought I'd show it to you. I've showed you it before, only like the top part of it, but yeah. Anyway, um and that's me. you know. Anyway, I am going to show you some of my ancient Greek that I've been learning, so I'll be able to dig into the language, the lexicon of the Greek, and translate scriptures that people say they translate Greek. No, you're translating modern, or what they call like Koine, or you're what they've put out there for you, not the ancient. We're digging down to the beginning, the root of the words. And when people say they translate Greek or read Greek, no, you don't. Stop lying. You're reading what is written in English from a translation, not the actual Greek. You want to see what it takes to read ancient Greek? This is the ancient Greek alphabet. And let me see. These big ones right here are the newest ones. They're ones for carving into stone. These little ones are the ones that are meant for um, doing on scrolls on skin. This is why when people say they read Greek or they translate, no, they don't. And don't get me wrong. I mean, my penmanship isn't the best, but I'm getting there as far as alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, X, omicron, P, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, hydza, digamma, phi, and then there's his sound. There's like a pst sound and mega, and the digamma sound is wah. And I've got all the sounds, what they sound like. But unless you can read those symbols, you do not read Greek, and you cannot translate the scriptures. The Hebrews that translated the scriptures from Greek into Hebrew on the Isle of Crete, that has been documented as far as their migration. And when they got to like the big libraries that the Greeks had, the Hebrews have no libraries, by the way, and they have no words for words that were written in Greek, that they had to use like a combination of two words to try and make sense out of something, and they still didn't have the understanding of it. So that's, I don't know if that's my topic for today, but that's I just thought some people should know, because don't you want the truth of things? Or, it's beyond me why Christians want to pretend they're Jewish so they can say they're a part of what the Jews say is chosen. That's just remarkable to me, you know? Yeah. Anyway, I don't care either way. I say a lot of things about the dark cabal Judaism. I am not talking about the Jewish faith or my Hebrew friends on my Facebook, which I have a few. or on YouTube here, people that hear me, I'm related to people with that heritage. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the truth. Wouldn't you rather have the truth? I'm going to be bringing it to you. It's going to take me a while. I'm just starting to learn how to form words just now. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to make another attempt at my letters, um, writing them prettier than I did the first time. Like I say, my hands have been all busted up and used to the max. My penmanship has never been the best, but I'll get there. That doesn't mean I can't translate, you know. And I still could do that right now, but I want to concentrate on learning the language. So when I say I translate Greek, I'm not translating it from Greek into English. I'll be translating it out of the Greek and giving you the closest representation to its original form. Not into Hebrew or anything. We speak, unfortunately, English here, which gives us a limited view on the technical aspects of the ancient Greek language. There's so many layers to it. It's wild, like putting two of them letters together and making something altogether different. I mean, things that the Hebrew scribes couldn't grasp the concept because they didn't have the intellect of the Greek speaking people at that time. So, anyway. And besides that, I've told y'all I was raised knowing what the truth was and concentrating on the Greek. So when I see what I know to be fact and what had been hidden from the people within Zionist, Judaism run Zionism, to control people, if you don't think that this is truth and you want to carry on with fairy tale, good for you. Carry on. But just remember that there's consequences for being a lazy person out on this planet, and then passing on what you think is truth to other people, which is fabricated. So if you don't want the truth, there's consequences for that. Mm, Anyway, it might get pretty warm here today, but right now it's kind of chilled. We got more rain. I had watered my tomato plants yesterday. It was sort of dry out, and they're doing some of them. I got about, out of like 13 that I had, or 14, I've got, think 9 of them. A rabbit tried to destroy a bunch of them. I never had a problem with that around here before, but uh, he didn't last long. I just saw his remains out by the kitty house. Unfortunately, a real pretty rabbit, but they're wild cats. I can't. I have 2 cats that are feral that um we brought in. The one we got neutered, and he's Doug's cat, and the other one had a broken arm and it was busted up, and a few in under her neck, like here and here she had marks from something that tried to take her out there. So I did bring her in so she wouldn't die, and she's been in for a few years now. So she got out once and had a batch of babies that I found homes for. But yeah, and it's scary if she does get out because she might not live if something else gets her again. So anyway, but yeah, it's super important when people say they read or that they translate Greek. I would say more than 9 times out of 10, they're lying. They do not read Greek. No, they don't. They're liars. These people that say they're theologians and scholars, they're liars. Even Hebrew. I learned Hebrew when I was 11 and 12 to translate that. You know, that's how easy that was. And German. And in second and fourth grade, I took 2 years of Spanish. And then I started learning Italian. That's some easy stuff compared to what I'm getting into right now. I'm telling you, it's intricate. Look into it. Look on Lady Babylon. You can go to there's a playlist for Amin You and look at the Greek intensive course that he teaches. It'll blow your mind. And you can't tell me that these people, no, it's not hardly even taught anywhere. And in the United States, a lot of our colleges removed the funding for the Greek courses so people can't get to the truth. That doesn't mean a lot of us. There's probably about 10,000 of us real scholars, classical scholars. And when they say they're using like a modern text or something besides the ancient intensive course, they're not reading what it takes to read those scriptures. And it's super important, people. It really is. You want to be praying to the wrong God for the rest of eternity? Do you want to teach your children that? Does that take God out of your heart? Does it change anything except for the lies that we've been fed all our lives? No, it doesn't. But it takes intensive work to do what I'm doing and other people are doing to get the truth out to people. And these lazy ass theologians that hate women say they read Greek. No, you don't. You're lying. You do not. You translate what has already been pulled out of something that was twisted to begin with. That's not translation. If you cannot read this alphabet, you cannot translate anything out of Greek or say that you're a theologian or a scholar for like a biblical scholar. No, you're not. Why? Because they're lazy. That's why. I wonder how many people I grew up with that claim they were of God were doing the studies that I did when I was young. No, they weren't doing it then either, and they're not doing it now either. That's. I recognize that when I was a kid. I still recognize it, and they're still lying about it too and trying to make money off it. How many Christian channels out there are trying to make money off your ignorance? And the women that don't believe that there's a female part of God, not combined as one, but two separate entities that created life for us here. And people got such a big problem with that. Why? God made you as a woman. If you're a woman, why would you want somebody to be a overlord over you when the true God doesn't even want your worship, just your honor. But they're telling you you have to worship and praise. Plus carry shame that isn't even yours to carry. Yeah. I'm not saying if you're a piece of dung and you're doing wrong to people that you shouldn't be shameful. Oh yeah, we should walk with a clean conscience every day of our lives. That is how you regulate yourself. You don't need an outside entity to be a good person or to know that God created us, right? The golden rule was the only law human beings ever needed to follow. And we all know what that is, right? Do unto others. So if you break my bone, what can I do? You know, if you treat me dirty, or if you've actually schemed to bury me and erase me as a human being, what can I do to you? All kinds of stuff from what I can tell, you know, from what I've lived through. I have all kinds of rights to lay on your uh, to lay on you. You know. So anyway, yes, death clutch. I'm the Grim Reaper. Am I? Or am I? Am I death or hell? Maybe both. Yeah. Does that mean I'm in hell? Oh no. No, not at all. I just open the door and kick your dumb ass in there, that's all. I just show you the way. Either go the way you're supposed to go or I'll show you the way. I'll introduce you to hell. Really. Times are changing. People will realize, but if you run across these people and they're just trying to make money, nothing I am connected with in my heart or soul for other people has ever been about greed or money or self satisfaction in any way. I'm taking the time to do this for everybody to show you that not only can it be done, but we can stop this controlling system against people and that it doesn't take God out of our hearts. God's first thought for the flesh was his counterpart that had always been with him. That doesn't make him both. So, anyway, a lot of people get that confused. But, you know, and I don't blame people for not understanding a lot of things. Um, Everybody's trying to figure things out for themselves, but I did have the advantage of decoding the Masonic Blue Book and getting to the truth. It was disgusting with all their agendas and their plans and trying to keep that male and female energies away from each other so they couldn't work as one. But that didn't work either. They got some surprises coming up. I'm certain of it. And this after I've said it, I know a lot of people are going to be looking into it deeper. Some of you will ignore it until your last breath and think that you're going to be just fine. But when you're okay, if you're too lazy to put the work in, at least respect the ones that do take that time for people and look into it. Look into the language. It's all about the language. It's not that just English is spell casting, which it is. Um, it's a language of deception where the truth hides, you know? And people will swear up and down that what they believe is the absolute facts, and they don't care. It's just like there was a debate on Facebook today whether or not women should preach. Christ told Mary to go out and do her thing. Um, Esther was the first prophet, you know, things like that. People overlook. It's like, oh, what did I just say? Why would a woman be a prophet if she couldn't open her mouth? And what did she profit? Was she just prophesying, or did she actually profit? You know? Yeah, because she was brave enough to work for the people instead of the establishment and went up against the king, went for her people. And that's why they made her queen, because nobody else would do what she was going to, or what she did. It's like everybody wants the crown, but they don't want to do the work that it takes to sit on that throne. I don't care about crowns or thrones. I know who I am in my heart and who I'll always be, regardless of people trying to set me back or whatever they do. I don't care. I'm so sick of their games. In the end, I get my word. Do what you're going to do, then my turn. And I have a dragon. I am a dragon. Oh, everything's just fairy tales, right? Yeah, well, it'll all come out in the wash. We'll wash you clean. That's my maiden name. Little joke there. One more time. If you don't read that, you do not translate the original scrolls at all. You don't. You do not. You don't. And if my professor sees this, I hope I can do your course that you're teaching people justice and help with spreading the truth instead of all these lies. And why families, complete whole families, would rather follow a Baphomet that hates women and children and destroys you from day one than what the structure of a family is and what the truth is. So, doesn't mean that God is not the Almighty. Just means he isn't alone. But if you want to pretend he is, that's okay. You know, that's fine. Oh no, my computer says it's almost ready to restart for an update. Oh, okay, that's really dirty. Well, I'll get this uploaded anyway. That's about what I was going to talk about today anyway. So, geez. Oh, I'll just tell it not now. I was having troubles yesterday too, moving around. Not now. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to comment on a live stream yesterday, and my computer was trying to update and it wasn't going to let me. It was driving me nuts, but anyway, so I thought the updates were over. Anyway, so there's I don't know why people would want to translate or read something that somebody else had done the work on, and you don't want to know it firsthand. I mean, I could see if you do not have the time, literally don't have the time. I've had moments in my life where I couldn't have taken this time for everybody, but I can. So I'm going to. And if other people can, I encourage you to look into the intensive Greek. So, yeah. And there's a difference between ancient and modern that Zionist religions will mix Hebrew and Greek words into English to give you translations that are not accurate and hide the truth from the people. So, okay, well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I hope you're all having a wonderful night or day wherever you are at. I appreciate you joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.